Hey, welcome back. Okay, so today's last segment I'm going to talk about is a very important part of your business. This is where you kind of wrap things up, follow up. And the way to describe it is kind of like, let me tell you this, like if you were there with me maybe 10 years ago when I was a really young dude, okay, in high school, 10, 15, actually maybe 50, wow, 15 years, okay, 15 years ago, that's a long time. All right. 15 years ago, if you were there, I was a high school student and I needed to make some part-time income to get ready to go to university. And what I did was I enrolled into the census because that year in Canada, it was census day. And if you guys know what census is, where you got to give out surveys and stuff so that the government can, collect some data on you to, collect some stats. All right. And what I remember was this was when you have all those census, right? You get paid per form. You have a neighborhood that you're in charge of, and every form you deliver, you'll get money for. And every form that gets successfully mailed back to the government, you also get double the income. So I remember I would be getting maybe 60 cents per successful drop off and $1.50 to $2 for every successful form that was written, that was returned and sent back to the government. And I remember this one house. It was a really difficult house. It was like, probably, if you were in that neighborhood, it was like the bad person's neighborhood, the bad guy's house, right? You know, I heard stories about these people, they're like gangsters or whatever, hardcore gangsters, like tattoos and things like that. And I remember sending the form, and God forbid it was the long form. It was one of those challenging forms that had like 20 pages of questions. And I remember I was dreading that house. So I dropped out that form, and guess what happened? They filled up the form all wrong, and they couldn't send that form back to me correctly. And it was this one form that was really pissing me off because without that last final form, I could not close off the neighborhood. So I remember following up with this guy. So I remember going the first time to the person's doorbell, rang, right, to follow up. And then this guy opens up, this big, young dude with heavy muscles, tattoos across his arms, wearing a singlet, with a bald head. Looks at me like, what do you want? And I'm like, sir, here's a form. I noticed that you didn't fill this out correctly, and I was wondering if you can help me to, correct some of this thing. And no, son, what do you want? Get out of here! Get out of here! And then he slammed the door on me. All right, and I got kind of scared, right? Because it was kind of like getting rejected in front of your face, and no one likes to get rejected. So I kind of thought about it, and it really pissed me off because this was the last form out of 1,000 houses that I canvassed. This was the last one, and I needed this because I needed this last house to be finished before the government can even release my paycheck. All right, that's how ridiculous it was. All right, so the next day, okay, I tried again. Okay, but this time I tried a different approach. I tried to be a little more confident. All right, so I rang the doorbell. Ding dong. The guy opens up the door. What do you want? Did I tell you to go away? I'm like, yes, sir. But I noticed that I wanted to speak with you a little more because I thought maybe I can help you a bit. And then the guy goes, no, get away. Slams the door on my face, and I'm like, damn, failed again. All right. So I tried again the third day. This really pissed me off, right? And the third day, I was really pissed off. I'm like, ding dong. I'm like, okay, look, sir, I know you're gonna slam the door on my face, but I need you to help me with this. I need you to help me this because without this, it's not, I can't get paid. And then the guy's like, did I tell you to get lost? I don't care, son. Get away. Slams the door on my face one last time. All right, and then the fourth day, I got really pissed. I said, ding dong. Okay, look, sir, don't slam the door on my face. I need you to tell me this. You need to fill this form out now because this is important for your neighborhood. This is important for your son. This is important for your daughter if you do even have kids. I don't even care if you have kids. All I care is you fill out this stupid form and then we can go out, all right? And then the guy looks at me. He looks at me right in my face. I'll shake in my boots. I don't know what he's going to say. It's like, nobody has ever told me this. And because you told me that I have a son and daughter, I do. My son is, handicapped. And yeah, I'll help you out. If this is going to help my son, I'll help you out. So there he was. He helped me out, fill out the form. And there it was. My form was done. I said thank you. And in the end, he was actually a really cool guy. He invited me in, gave me, some food and drinks, some Coca-Cola. And then we were off. And to my surprise, what I realized is this. It's the power of follow-up. And every prospect you have, you should be following up. So my question to you is, are you following up enough with your prospects and leads? Are you leaving all the money on the table because you're not following up enough? So this is what this is about, because I'm going to tell you the secret formula to following up, to potentially even double your income, because when you don't follow up, you're leaving money on your table. All right, so let me pull up the slides and let's begin for this segment.
Okay, great guys. In today's training session, I want to talk about the follow-up email system and how this can be used to multiply the sales in your business and to multiply the amount of goodwill and value you're giving to your customers and to your leads. So I would like to recap. So there's basically two goals in list building. The first goal, which is very obvious, is that when you build your list, you want to increase the number of subscribers. You want to capture as much leads as possible in your list. So remember what we talked about in the lucky funnel? If you haven't watched that video yet, I urge you to watch that video from yesterday. And this is the first part of your funnel, which is the leads. You want to get as much leads as possible into your funnel, captured into your list. The second thing is you want to increase the relationship with subscribers, because having a big list is not enough. You know how a lot of people say the money is in the list? That's half true. It's not just because you have a big list. If you had a big list, that means spammers would have been making a lot of money by now, right? Spammers would have been millionaires by now, but that's not true. The thing that spammers don't have is because they don't have a relationship with subscribers. So what you also need is, not only do you want to have a big list with a lot of subscribers, you also want to have a really big relationship with your subscribers. You want to have the best relationship possible with your subscribers so that they continue to get good information from you, you continue to add value to them, and they continue to buy from you. So in this training session, I want to focus on this, which is to increase the relationship with the subscriber. So how do we do this? So this is my email follow-up formula. If you guys copy this to a T, I can guarantee you you're gonna be able to be a email marketing genius. Okay, so what does email stand for? So each of these stand for a type of mail or type of message you want to be able to provide to your customer or lead. So the first one is one of the best tools you can use to invoke passion, invoke emotion, and invoke feelings in your leads. And I already mentioned it. What this stands for is emotion. So this type of email that you craft is about a story, something that touches the feelings and emotions of your subscriber, whether it be it fear, anger, sadness, happiness. But the whole point of this is you want to strike the emotional part of your subscribers, because that's important. If you're always monotone and always talk about the technical stuff, you're going to bore your subscribers to death. You need some of this emotion because sometimes people think with emotions and they don't think by logic. And if you mix it up with the right amount of emotion, you're gonna be able to increase your sales. The second part of it that you can write, another email type of message you can write, is very important as well because this will help deliver trust and the message you want. And what this is motivate. And what this is about is you want to be able to motivate your subscribers because it's not just, you know, sell all the time to your customers and your leads, but you want to motivate them. You want to make them feel good. And another sneaky reason why you want to do motivation is because if you motivate people, you're making them take action. And by taking action, there's a subconscious thing that you'll trigger in their mind to take action to actually do the next step, which is to buy things from you. Because energy is what creates action, and action is what creates movement. And because of that movement, you're making them want to take the next step, get out of their seats, do something, right? So if you can trigger that motivational part, you can trigger that sale at the end very easily. Okay, so that's one type of email that you can write. That's a very powerful piece, which is to motivate. You always want to remember to motivate people. Okay, let's talk about A. What does A stand for? A is also important. If you don't have it, you're going to alienate a lot of your subscribers. And if you have this, they're going to think you're a superstar. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about align. So when you do aligning, what you got to do is you also want to make your subscribers agree with you. When you craft this type of email message to your followers, you want to create this thing I like to call yes momentum. If you can align with them your strategy or your vision, and they agree with it, you're creating the yes momentum for them to say, yes, I want to buy things from you. Right? This type of email is very powerful, but you have to craft it the right way. You have to write it in a way where you get a message out to get them to say yes, to get them agree with your vision, the greater cause. These are the type of emails where they write about a greater cause, This is my vision for the day, or let's save the world, this type of email, If you're able to write this message to align, you're setting yourself for success. Okay, what's the next one? I. I is what I like to call the hope email. This is where you can put a lot of hope into people, and this is a good thing. And if you get this right, you're going to be like a Nelson Mandela, inspiring hope. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about illustration, right? When you want to inject hope and inspire people and motivate people, you need to be able to illustrate it somehow, right? Just like the greatest speakers in the world, like Nelson Mandela, how are they able to invoke emotion, motivation, align people? They're able to illustrate it with powerful stories, illustrate it with powerful words. This is where you tell a lot of stories, tell a lot of powerful things through video, because it's these techniques of telling stories that will help illustrate your emotion, help motivate people, and help align people. So illustrate step is kind of a combination of what I just mentioned above. And what's the last? L. L is simply leverage. Why do I say leverage? So this type of email follow-up formula for this is you want to be able to leverage your subscribers to be able to take action. And when you write this type of email, this leverage email, you want to be able to have them be your evangelists. That's what I mean by leverage. If you're able to get the first four emails right, you're really, in the end, you're setting yourself up with maximum leverage. You're going to be able to have your subscribers become your raging fans, and indirectly they'll help promote your stuff for you as well. Not only will they buy stuff from you, they're also going to go crazy and promote things for you. And this is the ultimate leverage I'm talking about. I hope you guys are getting this. This is probably the most important part of this email follow-up formula. You might want to write that down. Leverage. So here's my email follow-up system and how I lay it out, okay? So what you can do is each day you write an email. So on day one, you can write emotional piece. And then on day two, you write a motivational email. Then on day three, you write an align email. Then on day four, you write an illustration email. And then on day five, you write a leverage email. And the reason why you want to do this in this format is you want to mix it up each and every day. You can imagine if every day you write an emotional email, your subscriber's going to get bored from you, or they're going to think, man, this guy's so emotional. What's wrong with you, right? Or if you start writing, align emails, they're going to get sick of you as well. So this is why you want to mix it up a bit. Add it a little bit because there's two reasons. First, it makes you look different, makes you have some diversity in your message. Second is your list, you have to understand, have a lot of different types of people on it. So certain people resonate to different types of emails. So if you're able to mix it up a little bit, you're going to be able to resonate to a lot more people out there that's on your list. Because there's, people on your list simply have different personalities. So how do you convey the messages for each of these emails? So in each of these emails you write, they can point to an audio piece that you post that talks about a story or something that you just want to, talk about. Or you can convey it through text, maybe through your email, write a story directly as an email piece or on your blog. Or a powerful thing is to shoot a video, because a video not only conveys text and audio, it conveys visual. And when people can see you, that's a different story. Because when you see people and see your face and your expression, that's another side of things that people will never see from you if it's purely audio or text. So all these things, what you can do is convey the message through your blog. Your blog, if you don't have one by now, is really important. So if you don't have one, you should set one up tonight, because a blog is your medium to convey these messages that you write in your email. So what I mean by this is, let's say, for example, your day one email, which is about emotion. You say, hey, look, guys, I want to talk about something, click here to find out more, and then click to your blog. And let's say on your blog it has a video, and on your video you talk about an emotional story, right? This is why a blog is really important, because it's a way of conveying the messages. It's a medium, and at the same time also gives you a feeling of authority. When people see things on a blog, they'll think that you're an authority, you're an expert. And then after you have your video, audio, text in your blog, you should have a call to action through the end of each piece. And each of those should point to either your offer page in your convert part of your funnel, which helps convert to make some money for you, or like I said, it could be a value add piece where it brings you to your offer. And another one what I mean is it could be a relation piece, which brings you into another lucky funnel, which helps make you even more sales as well. So you just do it. You have the power. Okay, this is all I want to say at the end, right? If if you if there's anything that you need to take away from this is probably the most important. Just do it. You have the power. Because a lot of people have these fears, right? And all I can say is don't be scared to email twice a day. A lot of people are scared to email even once a day. Don't be afraid to just email. You know, you email and it just doesn't hurt because you're just sending an email. And don't be scared. You know, one email a day can potentially keep the job away. Don't be scared to be controversial. That's a big one. A lot of people are afraid to voice their minds. A lot of people are scared to voice their opinion that because they're scared that they might step on someone's feet. You know, be controversial. You know, this is why a lot of people follow people like Donald Trump, you know. Donald Trump's probably one of the most controversial people out there. He has on his list is probably more angry people than fans alone. But the funny thing is, as much as people hate him, they they love to hate him for some reason, right? They It's like they want to be on the list just to keep hearing things that make them angry all the time. And this is what I mean by controversial. And I believe Donald Trump knows this. He knows that he's being controversial, and he knows that he's getting popularity and fame because of this. So don't be afraid to voice your opinions and be controversial. Another thing is don't be scared of unsubscribes. A lot of people, even myself, when I first started, was that when I started sending emails twice a day and when I started being controversial, I noticed some people started to unsubscribe from my list. And that got me kind of down for a while. But in the end, I realized that's a good thing. Because you got to remember, unsubscribes is normal. You can't force people to be on your list. If they don't want to be on your list, then they have the right to unsubscribe. And the reason why I say it's a good thing is because when people unsubscribe, now at least you know that the people that remain in your list are the people that want to hear from you. And because of that, you're actually filtering out all the people that don't want to hear from you and filtering out the people that do. And then because of that, you're actually going to make your list even more targeted. So don't be afraid of unsubscribe. It's kind of like a way of cleaning out your list and making it have a higher quality. And lastly but not least, don't be scared of being yourself. A lot of people fall in the trap where they want to be someone else. You know, they want to be like a Tony Robbins or they want to be a Frank Kern. So they style all their messages and all the videos to try to impersonate them. But it's just not yourself, you know? People want to see yourself. People want to see authenticity. So being yourself is all it takes. So don't be scared of being yourself. People want to see authentic people. Okay? So just do it. You have power. And like I said, you have the power. It's your future. The power is in your hands. It depends on how serious you take this. And if you're really serious today and you're watching this video and you know that you can probably add value to other people's lives and add more goodwill into society, then I urge you to check out my List Explosion Blueprint. This blueprint program is a 6-week intensive program where I help build your list, and not only that, I also show you step by step how to build out this funnel where you can increase the sales you have and also increase the goodwill you provide to your customer leads. In this program, when I teach you this, you'll learn how to build quality leads and customers in your business. You also how to build trust and relationship that leads to increase in sales. Overall, it'll set you up for a long-term self-sustaining internet business with 3 pillars. First pillar of success is that you're able to give value and contribute to society and help other people. Also, because you're helping other people with your products and services, you're able to get paid. And the most important is your self-fulfillment. What is it that you want in your life? Whether it be your time freedom, your financial freedom, the ability to spend time with your family, the ability to travel the world. This is what I'm talking about. With this vehicle here, you're able to create the self-fulfillment. So focus in adding value to others first. The money will come. That's the takeaway in this whole training. By focusing on adding value and building relationship with other people through this email follow-up system. Focus on adding value, and I can guarantee you the money will come by itself. So learn more about this list explosion blueprint in the link below. Just click on the link below and see how you can inspire other people and motivate people and add goodwill to society.